Hello, and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. And welcome back to the very last episode of 2022. Technically, we did a video episode, but I realized that was only out on Patreon, and there was a sneak preview on YouTube, nothing on the actual podcast platform, so...
Also, we didn't really review the film, we didn't talk about the movie per se.
Yeah, it was more of a commentary / drinking game episode where we watched Elf and drank way too much alcohol. Sorry, I should turn myself up a little now.
That's probably better.
There we go. You can hear me better now?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yes, okay, sorry about that. Yeah, by the way, my name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. Man, we actually just went to the cinema for the first time in a while. Well, no, we didn't see Avatar.
But it's the first time in a while that we've gone to the cinema with our parents.
That's true. And
Which
we
used to be it used to be a tradition for us, but yeah.
Well, it is still a tradition. We just didn't do it during the pandemic.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. But either way, we watched.
Yeah, we watched a Swedish movie called UFO Sweden. Yes.
By a group of people that we've talked about before, actually.
Yes, it is directed, produced, and written by Crazy Pictures, which is a filmmaking collective here in Sweden. They made their feature film debut 4 years ago with The Unthinkable, or Den blomstertid nu kommer in Swedish, which was the first big Swedish blockbuster in many years. Explosions and car chases and special effects and stuff. We don't really do that a lot in Sweden, especially not in the last 10-15 years.
No, Sweden's normally a police drama.
Yeah, or just comedies or drama in general. So that was it was a big deal when it happened. Also because I think 80% of the budget was crowdsourced.
Yes.
And then they got a small stipend from the Swedish Film Institute and stuff like that. But now, they're back with their new movie, which is more of a sci-fi mystery with some action in it.
It's tagged as a sci-fi adventure.
Yeah, sci-fi adventure. That would make sense. Loosely based around some real UFO sightings in Sweden in the 90s.
That's right.
And they also mention the ghost rockets, which is my favorite Swedish UFO sighting. But anyway, it's about it's a young girl whose father disappeared when she was even younger. He was looking for UFOs, and now when she's in her late teens, she is discovering clues that were left behind.
Yeah, it's 8 years later.
Yeah, after an apparent UFO sighting in the city where she lives. She starts. She looks up his old UFO investigative team called UFO Sweden, sort of like MUFON in America.
Yeah.
Or whatever that other group is called. I don't know. MUFON is the biggest one, I think. Either way, so she brings them along, and they try to figure out what actually happened with her dad, with some government people trying to stop them. Classic. Yeah, well, it's part of the government.
Maybe it is. It's a weather station.
No, it's the Swedish Institute for Weather and Weather Science. So it's part of the government.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. What did you think of the movie? I mean, I know what you thought of the movie.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was great. It had fun bits, it had serious bits, it was exciting, and you were on the edge of your seat at moments, and oh my god, there was so much action, and it was so cool. I loved it.
Yeah, I was jokingly saying when we were leaving the theater, is it a 5 out of 5? You were like, yes. I was like, what?
It's almost a 5 out of 5. It's like a 8.5 out of 10. I don't know what that becomes on a...
That's a 4 3/4 or something. Basically 4.5.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I don't agree. I thought it was really good. It was entertaining. It was well made and everything. But I mean, it didn't shake me to my core.
Oh, I wanted to go out and look for aliens.
Sure. I mean, yeah. That part of my brain really lit up because I've talked about that before. I love conspiracies in movies, especially like when they go for the more out there conspiracies. And UFO conspiracies here in Sweden is pretty out there because we had a lot of them. So it was a lot of fun. I recently watched another Nordic movie where they brought up like old like folkloric stuff from like the ancient Nordic countries. You know, the Netflix movie Troll.
Oh yeah, I still haven't finished it.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it's kind of a silly, campy movie, but the fact that they actually brought up, you know, a lot of stuff surrounding, you know, I was going to say actual lore around the trolls, but you know, stuff that is like in the in our traditional folkloric tales, and actually made that part of a modern story, even going so far as to like suggesting, you know, that the cause of all the evil, you know, surrounding what's happening in the movie is because of pagan eradication in the Nordic countries. I was like, that's awesome.
I didn't get that far.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so yeah.
See, I think I like this a lot also because I normally don't like Swedish movies. They're very samey and either too dark or just too silly, and I get cringe, basically. This one just felt like it's basically a normal Hollywood movie, but it's in Sweden by Swedish people, taking place in Sweden, in Swedish, with Swedish actors and no English speaking shit. Yeah. Which I liked.
Yeah, and that's also, we have to, at least I want to acknowledge that there is a slight bias here. Like, if this was just a random movie I saw, like some indie movie from America, I would be like, it was fine. No, because it's Swedish, I was like, that's really cool.
No, I'd probably like it as well, to be honest.
Yeah, but not a 4.5 out of 5.
I don't know, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I guess. But for me, like, the big problem was that, first of all, I know it's not. This is a different kind of story from what they told in the last movie, The Unthinkable. Yeah. But at the same time, so that's why it wasn't as much action. I mean, that was literally about an invasion.
Yes.
Yeah. And this was more of a mystery. But I still missed. I thought there was it lacked action. Because you kind of expect action from Crazy Pictures. Because even in their, like funny little skits, they always involve, like, explosions or cars flipping or guns and stuff.
I mean, they
always, like, veer towards action. We
had some of that.
It's very small scale. Even smaller scale than in the last movie.
We had a couple of car chases. We had... No, there wasn't any explosions, really. We had a bunch of things, not like, really. Flying and crashing.
Yeah, sure.
A couple car crashes. We had a container, what's it called? A shipping container almost, flipping off of a truck and landing like half a meter behind the main character, who stood there like, you know, cool guys don't look at explosion style.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was cool to me.
It was cool, but also specifically, and that's my big problem with this, that came in the middle of the movie, which was really... I think poorly paced. Poorly paced enough that I kind of started closing my eyes a little bit.
I think it was a bit, it didn't follow the traditional ups and downs, really. It had a couple of ups and downs instead, like too many almost.
Yeah, it was dragging in the middle, and they kind of did the same thing over and over again.
Yeah,
with them discovering something, but then realizing, oh no, it's a false, you know, it's fake, or you know, it's not what we thought it was. And then we found something else. Oh no, it's not the thing. And you know,
and we also had that whole like, you know,
the second act low point happened like 3 times.
Yeah, because you know they found something, then turned out to be nothing, and they fell they fell out with each other and like weren't friends, and then all of a sudden they're friends again because we found something new. Let's try again, and then it happens again, a little bit bigger, but it's still the same. So yeah. That could have been written a little bit differently.
And I guess if we're going to talk spoilers, because we've been at it for like 10 minutes now. I mean, it's for a Swedish movie. Also, no, we should mention that before we get into spoilers. The Unthinkable, I think, has more of a wider appeal.
Yes.
Because it wasn't... I mean, it takes place in Sweden, especially during a very Swedish holiday and everything. But I still think it's very applicable to just people in general.
Oh, yeah, because
the situations that our characters get into in that movie. This one is very niche.
Yes.
I mean, they play up the whole, like, rural Sweden angle a lot.
Yes.
With it taking place in a small town slightly to the southeast called Norrköping.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, not like local jokes, but there's accents and
slang
people's,
words,
people's way of being, and the fact that it takes place in the 90s. There's a lot of there's a lot of I don't know what that's called in English. It's dansbandsmusik playing on the radio all the time, which is also a very rural thing.
The only English comparison I have to that music is the polka dude in Home Alone 1.
Yeah, sort of like
their music, sort of
like big band dance music, sort of
traveling around, performing.
It's hard to explain what dansbandsmusik is in English. Either way, so there's a lot of that. So I don't think like it will translate as well in an international market, and maybe that wasn't what they were aiming for, But still,
yeah. This one, first of all, subtitled. We, for some reason, watched it with Swedish subtitles, even though it's in Swedish.
I don't know if I missed that when I booked the tickets.
Probably.
That it was...
It was a little bit annoying, though.
In Swedish.
Because the Swedish subtitles weren't correct, even though they're subtitling Swedish.
I know.
That irked me, and that makes me think that if they try to do this with an English subtitle, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, but then the people speaking English wouldn't know that it's false.
No, that's true. That's true.
So that's what you do sometimes. You kind of interpret,
Yeah.
There's no one-to-one.
No, that's true. But I mean, when you're writing the same language as they're speaking, there is a one-to-one.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, so in general, I don't know how long we're gonna go on about this because, like I said, there's no international release for this yet. It might happen probably like later next year. I don't think this is going out like worldwide right now. It has
a release date for Hungary.
Oh, there is. When is that?
January 19th. Okay. It does have a Canadian and a UK title as well, but it's just UFO Sweden, of course.
Yeah.
But I think it's in Hungary because they had a lot of people working on the movie that were, I mean, their names sounded like Slavic of some sort.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So I'm guessing they had a lot of help from some company in maybe Hungary.
Yeah, and I know they're aiming for an international release. I've heard that and also saw that in the credits, so it's gonna happen. But we're recording this now more for our Swedish audience, which isn't a huge part of our audience, but it's there.
Or so, maybe because we want Chris Pictures to know that we appreciate them.
Exactly. Yeah. We're just being. I'm just being honest in my review.
Oh, yeah.
I still like the movie a lot. Like I wrote on Letterboxd, I gave it 3.5 out of 5, and I said despite its flaws, I'm definitely gonna watch it again. Maybe even go back to the cinema and watch it. I want to watch it in an iSense.
Yes, I want to try that too.
With all the sounds and everything. Anyway, yeah, would you recommend it? I guess you would.
Oh yes, I've already. As soon as we got out of the cinema, I texted my boyfriend and said, "You would like this. We should go watch it."
Yeah. Because I saw you were on Letterboxd as we were going on the escalator.
Yeah, he was afraid it would be. I'll give you that spoiler. There's not a bunch of scary aliens. At least it's not like horror elements.
There's no horror element. Almost at all. This is straight up.
Because that's what he was afraid of. That's why he didn't want to go see it with us. He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna get scared. I don't want to." No. But it's fine. You're not gonna get scared. It's not scary. It's exciting.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. So, big recommendation. And from now on, we are going to spoil some details.
Yes. So, if you haven't seen the movie, or if you don't want it spoiled for any reason, click off now and come back later.
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Spoilers!
Spoiler time. There was no spacemen. Where were all the alien dudes?
I know. You expected aliens. I didn't, though.
I wanted to see the space dudes. I wanted to see the spaceships. There wasn't even a spaceship. We kind of saw one, but not really.
Yeah.
And I really... I understand that they wanted to make a more believable sci-fi movie. I mean, that's why a lot of the ideas, because it turns out it's not really a spaceship they were looking for. There's like a spatial anomaly, a wormhole, an Einstein-Rosen bridge that has opened up. That's why people keep disappearing and
things disappear.
Cars appearing in the sky and stuff. Yeah. And that's also, there was a lot of like inspiration from Interstellar. Mm-hmm. There's literally a scene where they go through the wormhole in a car in a Saab 90, very funny. And it's just complete blackness with flashes of light and sand for some reason.
Yes.
Going over the car, and then all the cameras are attached to the outside of the car or the inside of the car, just like when it goes through the wormhole in Interstellar.
I mean,
it was kind of funny, and I mean the music kind of reminded you. They even had the big organ music some of the time, but mostly it was 80s synth music.
Some of it reminded me of Close Encounter of the what's it called? Close Encounter.
The Third Kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me think of that movie as well. I don't know if it was the music or the look of it. I don't know.
Definitely towards the end there were some like references. The fact that the father, he disappeared, but it turns out he actually just went with the aliens through the wormhole. Because that's kind of what happens at the end of Close Encounters, but it's a spaceship instead.
Yeah. And Mom mentioned that there was you said it as well. There was some similarities or details that made you think of Stranger Things. I can agree to some points because the red stuff in the sky.
Yeah, it really felt like the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Towards the end, yeah, when they're up on the mountain where the wormhole is opening up.
Yeah.
That was like the big sci-fi or big set action like sci-fi action set piece with things just appearing and disappearing like barns and cars and stuff.
And the world was actually folded.
Yes, exactly. That's why
so cool.
Stuff kept appearing and disappearing. Yeah, it was cool. And they actually, but that's also like they didn't. I understand that they didn't want to do the cliche, flying saucers and little green men. But instead they went with the other, thing that has become a trope now, which is, wormholes folding space, which...
Yeah.
That was a joke they made when they did that. They did a thing with the paper. They didn't put a pen through it, but she did put her fingers on it to show, we fold space. It's like, they did that in Interstellar, and Interstellar just stole that from Event Horizon. Like, it's becoming a trope now as well, to, do more realistic and do wormholes instead of UFOs. Like, no, man, go. I think they should have gone for camp. It should have been little rubbery aliens. Like, we come in peace.
No, I like that they didn't have any physical aliens. I could have appreciated a visible UFO, an aircraft of some sort, more
craft,
clearly, because we did see the father I'm going with them, but
it's just walking into a portal.
It's just walking into a hole, though. And he's saying that they're waiting for him, but we don't see them waiting for him.
Yeah. I think because the movie it has a lot of, funny, quirky characters. It is more of a comedy than a thriller.
Yes.
I think they could have actually gotten away with silly aliens in the end, even if it was just, silhouettes in the background or something.
Sure, that could have... silhouettes could have been fine, yeah.
Just to see something, because we didn't see anything now except for that wormhole,
which doesn't
cool.
really
cool sequence.
Doesn't make sense to me though, because they sort of fell into the wormhole as well, though, in the end, right?
Yeah, but the wormhole was created by someone, so they popped out somewhere else.
Yeah, so the ones who created it picked up the dad and then let the other ones just fall through it. Sort of, yes. Okay.
It's a little hazy on the details, but it's also so you could have that we're all friends and we're happy together, because that's what the movie is really about.
Yes.
It's
found
not wanting
family.
To be alone. Yeah, it's about family. That's what's so powerful.
It's
about
finding your family.
Yeah.
In a world full of freaks.
Yeah, now we're opening up the UFO Sweden office again, and we're having new applicants. We're so happy together as a family now.
Yes.
But also, if they want to, you could definitely make a sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Because, they went through the wormhole, and the girl, the main character, she's doing some research on how to, do something to get back there, or something. They're hinting at something.
Yeah.
So And I would, you know what? I would wholeheartedly welcome a sequel.
Oh yeah,
It was fun.
If they put as much effort into a sequel as they did to this one, definitely.
Yeah, and it's like I said about adventure movies. Adventure movies are perfect for sequels and franchises because you just take characters that you find interesting and put them in a new adventure, a new setting. That's it. You can do the same thing with this.
They
just
already
a new UFO thing, something, you know.
Yeah, they learn new skills along the way each time. Just develop each skill more and more. Become smarter or better at something. It's fine.
Yeah.
I love that. That's why I love adventure movies. We've talked about that before as well. There's not enough adventure movies in the world.
No, definitely not.
No.
So that way,
for me, this was the perfect adventure movie. Also, I loved this is like, I don't know if you noticed it because it was kind of subtle. There was a little bit of girl power in it.
Yeah,
when they're in the SMHI office in the secret server room, and Kiki and what was her name? Denise. Both of them are like hard at work on each computer, and they just go to Leonard. Could you get coffee for us? That was a little bit of a girls are better than boys, but not like flicking your nose.
Exactly. There's no finger wagging like girls can do it too. No, it was just there was no sexism.
No, it was one subtle. We're better than you at this, so you go get coffee. Thank you.
Yeah, because they knew computers. He just knows weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a
and I noticed it too, especially, you know, I'm like, hey, it takes place in 1996, and it was a bit anachronistic, but having a young, from what I understand, pretty newly examined cop, a lady cop, and even though that's not that far off, but she was also from what do you call it?
She had a foreign background of some sort. Her parents were probably from somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, Swedish police aren't as racist as American police, but they're still not great when it comes to diversity.
They're much better, but back in the 90s, no, I agree. No.
Yeah, so that was weird. And also, some stuff about her uniform, I'm sorry.
She was very casual.
I know it's nitpicky, but yeah, that's not what cops looked like in the 90s.
And especially not in Sweden. I've never seen a police officer wear something as casual as that. Her police leather jacket over like a t-shirt and blue jeans. I'm sorry, but you've been watching too many American movies.
Yes. Like I said, that's nitpicking, but it was something that I picked up on.
I guess it was mainly to just put the focus on her being like a cool cop instead of
she's a special cop because she's figuring shit out, which she does. You know?
And she's also cool with the kids because she and Denise are friends. Yeah. And she's trying to help her out, but, you know, she's... At the same time, she was working very much against her, unknowingly, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
Until, well, she figured it out.
Yeah. But that's, like I said, that's neither here nor there. It has no actual effect, negative or positive, on the movie, really.
No. But like talking about that cop character, Tommy.
Yeah.
She was a bad cop in general. Like, she was one of those cops that you could bribe.
No, I don't think she is. She was... No. I think she was idealistic. What I think is that...
She like agreed to do like a side quest thing for the supposedly bad guy SMHI to collect their data. People. Yeah, to get their data back, and then they would like tell her who actually stole it, so they could arrest them.
But that's because she cared about Denise, because she feared that she was getting involved with crazy people, which kind of did.
Yeah, she kind of did.
But they were good crazy people.
Well, yeah.
Bad, crazy kind. Yeah, so I understand why. And also, they wanted to make her extra smart. So she was like, this is, once again, 1996 in Sweden. But she was all like tech savvy about the internet and IP addresses and shit.
Or you mean Tommy?
No, the cop.
Tommy. Yeah, she knew about it, but she didn't know how to do it.
No, yeah. But then they couldn't have her like outsmart Denise. So then they kind of dumbed her down as well. It was like, it was a little back and forth. But, you know, whatever. Like I said, small flaws and inconsistencies here and there, but overall, a really good movie.
Yes.
Really, really fun adventure.
So entertaining.
Yes.
And so, meddragande, I don't know, that's...
Hänryckande.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it in English. It got me on the edge of my seat, at least.
Yeah. It was breathtaking.
And me and Mom actually
jaw-dropping.
Like commented to each other, like, "Oh my god, did you see that? Oh my god, look at that!"
Oh yeah, I did that too. It was like, whoa, stuff happened. Yeah, sure.
When something started coming up out of the lake, we both went, "Oh, that's an airplane," and she went, "That's the airplane." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah. The second I saw there was a plane, I was like, that's the plane they were looking for before.
Yeah, I didn't connect that
until in the newspaper. Yeah.
Until Denise did. and the acting. I want to talk about that too, because the girl who played Denise, I don't know if she's done anything before.
I recognized her name. Do you have the IMDb up?
Yeah. She's been in a couple of 2 shorts and 5 episodes of a TV show.
Yeah, her name is Ines, right? Ines?
Yes, Ines Dahl Torhaug.
I've seen her oh, no, wait. I think I've heard her when I've watched like behind the scenes stuff of this. That's why
probably,
I know the name.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at what she's done before, and I've not seen any of this.
No.
I've just heard of her because of UFO Sweden. That's true.
She did a pretty good job for a first big part.
She was good, but like always, especially with unseasoned actors, because she's a pretty new actor.
Yes.
Swedish dialogue can come off extremely, how do you call it? Like stiff.
Yes.
It very rarely sounds natural when people talk Swedish in movies.
It might just be because we're so used to American and English.
Maybe.
Because, getting someone, calling someone, old man or you idiot or something in English sounds so natural. But then when a Swedish person comes along and goes, gubbjävel, that sounds so off.
Yeah, but also, some of her, some of the slang or, insults she made, they were kind of mid-90s. I remember saying some of those, but it also sometimes didn't really fit.
Yeah, I think there were some details that were off when it comes to, language, and fashion and stuff, but it's nitpicking. It looked like she had white Air Force Ones. I don't think white Air Force Ones was a thing in the 90s.
Wasn't that when they started making them? They came back in
but it's weird that a kid who's going through social, what's it called? Foster care would have them.
The system.
Yeah.
The system, yeah.
It feels odd that a kid in a weird, it's not even a suburb to Stockholm, it's like a
separate little town in the southeast of Sweden.
Yeah, it's a tiny town normally, if I can remember correctly.
Very small, yeah. There's 8,000 people or something in there. Yeah.
And the cool kids called her dirt bike. What do they call it?
Yeah. That was what I was going to say. They needed more casual sexism and racism, because that was the thing in the 90s.
That was the only time they had that. It was ugh.
There was one homophobic slur. They called her bike a bögpulka, which I guess is a fag sled, you would say?
I don't know if that's a slur.
Excuse me? No, I've never heard that before. I've heard the Swedish term for an old beat-up car called pundarpulka. Well, that's
but they were in an old beat-up car, though.
Junky, like an old hoopty, basically.
Yeah.
That alkies or druggies drive around in. We call it, a druggy, a druggy car, basically, pundarpulka. But I've never heard bögpulka. But we needed more of that. But I also understand why they didn't, because then that would alienate a modern audience.
Obviously.
But if you want to be authentic, you needed to be more racist.
I mean, she did call a lot of people freaks, which was a thing back in the 90s, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
And they were a bit
They call
weird.
people mongoloids a bunch.
Yes.
Which, that's definitely something we did a lot when I was a child. Everyone was like, "You're a mongoloid!" So, that's not something we do that much anymore.
No, that word is not very good anymore.
But anyway, yeah.
But I have to see, because you read through the credits a little bit, right?
Yes.
It looked like Crazy Pictures were the only producers this time. Unless I missed something.
Well, there were other like executive producers, but like producers and line producers were Crazy Pictures.
And they were involved in all
the
productions and creating of sets and doing the CGI and stuff.
Yeah, that's a sign of this being a small production, because they were involved in so much more than just writing, producing, and directing.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they were even mentioned among the stunt drivers.
Yes,
so,
yeah, it said stunt, and it's just said Crazy Pictures basically.
Yeah, and then they said vehicle stunt drivers even. He said
Crazy
Pictures.
Yeah.
And then all the sound design and sound editing they were involved in. So they still make a lot of the movie themselves, which is good.
Which is so good.
That's how they did it on YouTube for like 10 years with the Poetry for Fishes series, which is great.
And also I have nothing against the usual actors that Crazy Pictures have. Yeah. But they weren't involved in this one, which is good, because that didn't make it feel like, they're niched in, or they don't have, like, they can only work with those people, or,
No, well, they did...
He did a cameo at the end. The blonde dude.
No, but the guy who played the protagonist's father in the last movie, he had the second lead in this movie.
But he's not one of those who's been in their shorts, right?
No, that's true. That's true. But I'm getting the feeling he's going to become like their De Niro.
Yes.
If there's Scorsese, he's De Niro.
Yes.
But yeah, and then of course, the guy who had the lead in the last movie,
in Unthinkable.
Which that was a little too inside joke to have him be the lead, but here he just had a cameo in the end. And I think the other guy who had a very small role in the last movie, the one with the very thick
accent,
Gothenburgian accent, the guy, I think he played the cop down in the archives.
Oh, maybe
it looked like him, right? Didn't it?
I didn't think of that.
I didn't look it up in the credits, but I think that was him. But other than that, I didn't recognize anyone from any other movie. Yeah. I mean, I recognized the woman who played Kiki. I've seen her somewhere, but I don't know from where.
Eva Melander. Yeah, no, I don't know who that is. Mom recognized her as well.
Yeah.
But no, actually, we said that we thought one of the cops was one of the dudes, but he's not credited.
Alright, then it's not him.
No, probably not. Lily Lexfors played Denise at age 8. She did a good job. I was a kid.
She was like in one scene.
Yeah.
Alright.
She did good. For her one scene, she did good.
I suppose. Yeah, no, and all the actors were good. Most of them doing comedic roles. Like all the UFO Sweden people were kind of not caricatures, but very, they were quirky characters.
Yeah, very stereotypical, well, for Sweden at least, the weirdos in town kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Which, it fits the characters, so.
Definitely.
Yeah. I don't really have much else to say about the movie, to be honest.
No, I think it's difficult to talk about it in English in general.
Yeah.
Because it is in Swedish and it takes place in Sweden. It's hard to explain it in a way that non-Swedish people will understand. Because it is, like you said, it's very niche. It's Swedish. It's very Swedish.
I could see this becoming...
But I would still say people should watch it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Just like rural America isn't a thing for us, really, unless we've seen it in movies.
Yeah. No,
rural Sweden is not a thing for you, so...
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, it's still, it's a good way to end this movie year, I would say.
Yes.
Because I think, we watched this on the 26th. I don't think I'm going to go to the cinema anymore this year, at least.
No, odds are very low.
Yeah, very low.
And it gives us time to reflect on the year and prepare for what we have decided to do early next year, in spring, I suppose.
Yeah, because we're not doing a top 10 list or anything for the end of the year. Instead, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna up the production a little bit and do our own awards show, because as you know, we're not big fans of the Oscars because it's a sham, it's a scam.
Yeah,
and they always pick the wrong
sure,
movies
they have
anyway.
a lot of good movies, but they don't have all the good movies.
Exactly. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take all the movies that we've watched, and we're gonna do. I guess we're gonna try to do some sort of joint list.
Yes,
but also
we're gonna have to discuss it between us.
But also go, for like best movie, best director, best actor, actress, whatever.
Yes.
Kind of do the same categories, but add some of our own, of course. Some funny ones, some just because we want more categories.
Probably.
We're gonna do a whole little video production of it. Early next year, and we're gonna call it the Spoiler Awards. Of course, it's gonna be out it's actually gonna be out as a podcast as well. But if you want the video version, check us out on patreon.com/nomagazine.
Yes.
Hey. So, but I thought we should just kind of start the selecting process right now by just reflecting a little bit over the movies we watched this year.
I'm gonna open up my watched in 2022 list.
Yeah, me too.
And order it by rating, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, I already have
Now,
that.
keep in mind, my watched in 2022 list does contain movies that are produced other years because I hadn't watched them before.
Oh, well, you should do.
So I'll have to like sort them out.
Yeah, I have that as well. But I have one list which is just all the new movies that's new for me that I watched this year. But then I have one that is from best to worst 2022. So it's good to. It's always
I
good
haven't
to make
done
many
that
lists.
yet. Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Okay, because I watched a lot of movies this year.
I'm at what am I at? 109 so far.
2022 movies.
No, that I've watched in 2022.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but most of them are new for this year. Most of them.
Yeah. I have, let's see.
I think, at least.
I have 422 movies this year.
Ooh.
422 movies, but only 334 were movies I hadn't seen before. So I have watched some repeats, but of course, you got favorites. And I have 102 movies from 2022. Except for one, I guess. Licorice Pizza, which is technically a 2021 movie, but it came out here in 2022. So.
Yes, so we will count that, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Definitely, because I can tell you, it's in my top 10.
Oh yeah, probably in mine as well.
Yeah, so that's of course going to be a good like measuring stick of where our awards are going to go. But I can tell you, my top 10 is from 10 to 1 is The Black Phone, Jackass 4.5, Prey, Pearl, The Innocents, The Banshees of Inisherin, Licorice Pizza, Jackass Forever, Top Gun Maverick, and of course, The fucking Northman.
Mine is a little bit different. Like I said, I don't have like my top 10 in order.
Yeah.
But of the top 10 I have here that I know are from 2022, let me count, is The Lost City, Top Gun Maverick, Black Phone, that one doesn't count, Scream, the one from 2022,
Yeah.
Uncharted, Licorice Pizza, for us then.
Yeah.
Let's see, I put Nope up here.
Nope.
Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Avatar, Way of Water, and UFO Sweden.
Yeah. Avatar just missed the list. It's
For me,
it's number 11 for me.
Batman, X, and The Northman just missed it.
Okay. Yeah, I have my like honorable mentions then, I suppose. Yeah. 15, 14, 13, 12, and 11 are Terrifier 2, 13 Lives, which should have been number 13, but it's number 14. But then All My Friends Hate Me, You Won't Be Alone, and then, of course, Avatar, Way of Water.
Obviously, we will have to do some, like, I have to watch some of the movies you have seen
Oh,
you probably don't have any movies I've seen that you haven't watched yet.
There are a couple ones, especially now. You watched some Christmas movies that I would never watch, but I guess I'll watch some.
Yeah,
of
but
them.
they're not gonna be on the list.
Yeah.
They weren't that good.
Oh, okay.
So that's fine. But I might have to catch up to some of yours.
Yeah, some of them.
To make it fair. So we have at least, like, our top 20 should be the same. Like, should have watched each other's top 20 so we can judge them each.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because otherwise it's going to be very difficult. Because if you're saying, like, yeah, this is the greatest movie ever, and I'm like, I haven't even seen it. How do I argue?
Yeah. Yeah, but, I think if we're going to, like, come up with a joint list, I don't think that's going to ever happen. Because I know you don't think The Northman is that good.
No, it's not as good as you think.
For me, it beats everything else made this year, maybe even last year. So,
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do some sort
We'll
of...
have an award each.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
We have one that is your award for your favorite movie of the year, and I have one award that's my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, we pick each our favorite horror, favorite sci-fi, favorite drama. Yeah.
Yeah, we could. But then we also have to do joint decisions on certain things.
Sure, yeah.
Like, best movie is difficult to have a joint decision on with just two people.
But best director, you can still argue.
Yeah, we can argue, yeah.
Exactly, stuff like that. And best performances, maybe.
Yes.
So that's what we're aiming for sometime next year. I guess we're not going to wait for the actual Oscars. But we're going to do it before that.
No. We're going to have to start working on it now, to be honest.
Yeah, but somewhere
at least
around
making
that
the lists.
Yeah, exactly.
However, this is going to be on both this is going to be a free episode, right?
That we're doing now?
This one, yes.
Yes, this is a free episode.
Yes. So, if anyone's listening so far to the where are we? We're at like the 40-minute mark or something.
Yeah.
If you're still listening, I would love for you to go check out our Letterboxd, both of our watched in 2022 lists. I'll make one that is for just 2022 movies. We'll have them listed somewhere clearly. We might tweet them or something. Check them out and see if we missed something. If we missed a movie that we really should have watched this year.
Yeah.
And have it to us before the end of January.
Yes. And also...
So we can add that to the tally and perhaps change our view or our best movie of the year or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because maybe we haven't seen the best movie of 2022.
Yeah, maybe we missed something.
And also, tweet at us what movie you thought was the best. Maybe if we get enough votes, maybe we'll do like an audience award.
Oh yeah, yes.
Like the audience's favorite movie, something like that. Yeah. So
yes. We'll also tweet this out probably, but if you're in the episode, you can always tell us you heard it here first.
Exactly. But I think that's gonna have to be it for this.
Yes,
it's a little impromptu episode.
Short.
Yeah. So I guess because we didn't really, like you said, didn't really do a proper last episode of the year. At least not here on Spotify and iHeartRadio and whatever Apple Podcasts. So a kind of late Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We'll say Happy New Year. Yeah. Thanks for a great 2022. And we will see you in the next year. But until then, have a good one.
Bye.
The Spoiler Cast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is hosted by Tobias Vedén and Rebecca Vedén. Produced and directed by Tobias Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén and Laura Kinney. Also a huge shout out to all our patrons. Laura Kinney, Mom, Dad, Mom and Mac. If you want to join our Patreon, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. You get exclusive episodes, commentary tracks, and much, much more. Support independent podcasting.